guys. This is the Kingdom of Israel, intentional community, and micronation. Our big purpose is to bring together the 12 tribes of Israel as we go from an online community to a on-land intentional community. Links are on the page and in the description, so you guys can check that out. All right, so let's get into it, man. Right now we face a very oppressive government, and with this we're gonna have to move a certain way, just the same way this government moves. In a way that we have to create plans and what I'm saying, public administration. We need to learn these type of things so we can build our own government as a response to the totalitarian government we have right now. And if anything isn't done, sooner or later, for instance, we have all these black leaders, or black pastors, but nothing really is getting done. More just, they're building their church up more and more, which isn't something that's not really a response to, the oppression that we're going through right now. A better response would be if these churches actually got together and got a piece of land and built on it, whether it be a, homes, a HOA, or, a community. It'd be more beneficial if they did that, to build little towns and villages. It'd be more beneficial if they did that, if they didn't want to go the route of building their own, building a nation. I'd rather these churches do that than to keep building up their church, collecting tithes, which is, if you're not going to warn the people, your own people, of what's going on, then why are you a shepherd? You're in the wrong spot. What we need are shepherds, people to, brothers, strong brothers, to lead the people and not keep them in a circle of manipulation, which is what seems to be going on in a lot of these churches, and a lot of manipulation going on by a lot of these Israelite pastors and Christian pastors. So a response needs to take place. Of course, the Kingdom of Israel, the kingdom, what we're doing, we're trying to get a piece of land, a lot where we can build and, create a intentional community. As I stated before, this is something that's a direct response to the oppressive government that's going on. Not that we have to, when I say a response, I'm saying a way to cure the things that are going on in our community, a solution to our problems, rather than a solution to the current government. I'm not trying to overthrow the government. That's not what I'm out to do. I'm out to, create a community, which is, something we really need. It, desperately need it. This needs to happen. And of course we've had that before. As a people, we've had cities, we've had towns, we've had a lot of these things. We've had our own barbershops in the town, our own medical centers, Black Wall Street. We had our own Wall Street. And we all know the story to what happened to these towns and cities that we had. The United States government bombed those cities, burnt them to the ground, because the United States actually fears black people or Native Indians, the indigenous people of this land coming together. Because what does that mean to a oppressive government such as this one, a terrorist government? It's it would mean that these people are trying to gather themselves together to reclaim their land, rather than overthrow the current government. When the United States or the president sees that black people are coming together to build communities and things like that, that means their time is running short. That's exactly what that means. Their time is running short, and if they don't burn the town to the ground like what they do, or what they've done, then, like I said before, their time is short and their end is near. And, that's, in all honesty, that's what it is. If black people or the indigenous people of this land come together, it is literally the end times of the United States. That's what it is. Now, it isn't that, because I'm trying to give you out a mindset of how the United States sees you. And the way they see you is, because that's why they got to villainize you. They got to they got to destroy you so much, give you the fake food, the pork, all these, this, toxic kind of culture and all this. So it prolongs their rule over this land. It prolongs their jurisdiction, and it makes it harder for you to come together, because you're fighting so much. You're fighting so much on all fronts. As a black man, not only is it, you're fighting the food because you're not supposed to be eating pork. You're fighting the culture you're supposed to be. You've taken on another culture, Christianity. You've you know what I'm saying? You've taken on another government, the United States government, not your own. Not only all this, but you're just coming out of slavery, and now you're in a gender war. Well, we've been in a gender war because we've been kind of, since the United States came over and made us prisoners of war. They've made our woman on top of us. So we're currently, the indigenous people of this land, blacks, natives, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are currently under a matriarchy in this land. So, you're fighting so much on all fronts. But if the black man, if he were to ever come up out of this, he would be, as the scriptures say, tried in the furnace of affliction. You would come out as gold, because nobody, ain't nobody fighting no battle like this. I don't know any nation who's done it like this, that's gone through this much. This is quite a bit we're going through. So, what I'm saying? We've had towns, when America sees this, they see this as not necessarily a declaration of war, but they see it as as their time is running short. Because, as I stated before, if we come together, that would be the end times of America. You have to come together first for it to be the end times. As long as you keep playing church, they got you where they want you. And, meaning you can't go political, or you're you're too scared to go political, or you're still stuck in a certain mindset to where you're stuck mentally. The same way, it don't matter how good your brain is, how intelligent you are, or how big of a guy you are. Don't matter if you're 7'6" and you weigh 300 pounds, nothing but muscle. It don't matter. Just the same way in a zoo, the same way in the zoo, the elephant is, they got you as a baby. They got you hooked up, the elephant to the, not you, but well, they got you, but they got the elephant hooked up to its ankle by a rope. And, it teaches that elephant not to go crazy and to be wild and do its own thing. They got that elephant domesticated. It don't matter how big you are. It's the mindset. It's what you got up here. And the man with the proper mindset is the one that wins the election. So America is becoming a totalitarian government, or already is, and as I stated before, it's it's controlling everything. It's getting its hands in everything. It's, not only has it controlled us as a people, but it's being quite totalitarian on its own people. And America sees that as necessary because, to like I said, it has to prolong its time, so you don't come together. Because if you come together, if the indigenous people of this land come together, then that is, I keep saying, that's the end of America, and like I said, it has to prolong its time, so when it further oppresses its own people, it's going to have, it's so multicultural, and now you're so stuck in this multicultural thinking that, these Israelite niggas, they don't know what they talking about. We all supposed to get along. We all supposed to come together. That's why, there's so much confusion going on nowadays. People think it's evil or wrong to have borders. Even as a person, you need boundaries. Somebody, if I were to grab you and move, somebody grab you, move you around, punch you in the face, that's not a good thing for you. It's a painful thing. And, you need boundaries. You have to set boundaries. Well, that's what it is with a people or a nation. It must have boundaries, or another nation is going to come grab it and punch it in the face. There's nothing wrong with boundaries. You need boundaries, and boundaries command respect. You have to be respected. You have to respect yourself first. So don't make it seem like, boundaries are a bad thing. They're not. I know right nowadays it's so confusing with the gender thing, and people don't know who they are. Especially us as a people, we really don't know who we are. So we're struggling with that. It's going to be a time where we're going to have to set boundaries, and the best way to set boundaries is a plot of land that you can self-govern on. That is the best way to set a boundary. Something you own, your land. First starting out small, work your way up, getting more land, like these other reservations. They get land. Well, they got land. They're considered tribal governments, and they, little by little, they try to plead the case for, they try to make a case to the Bureau of Land and Management. I think that's it, BLM, and they slowly gain land, but I don't know the whole process exactly. I'm working on it, but it might be better to just get it in one big gulp. Or like I said, I don't know the process too well, but first, we're gonna get our own thing and build up first. So America doesn't really want this, but just because America doesn't want it doesn't mean you have to stay a slave. It doesn't mean you have to stay oppressed just because the government you're under doesn't want it. You must seek freedom. You really have no choice but to seek freedom, to be honest. You, because it's getting really bad out here. So America, in a sense, not only is it becoming very oppressive to us, it's becoming oppressive to its own people. And not only that, but it's made its kind of oppression globalized. America is something like a virus. Once you're infected, it's hard to get rid of. And you can see that the way America deals with other nations, it really makes it as far as like cultural, America keeps pushing the LBGT agenda on other nations who really don't want that, who really don't align with those values, and tries to create the narrative that these other nations are backwards, or they're archaic. There's a specific word I'm looking for, but I can't think of it. But they're trying to say that because these other nations don't want to accept this the LBGT agenda, these are archaic, third world countries, or stuck in the caveman days. Progress, that's what it is. They're not progressive, which isn't true. Africa is not a place where everybody is running around butt naked, living in shacks and huts. That's not Africa. Africa got plenty of cities. Australia got plenty of cities. There's cities all around the world, man, and these nations are trying to take care of their own people through their value system. Just because, and see, that's the thing with America. It tries to force its values on other people, literally by force. Just take a look at yourself. Take a look at what's going on with us as a people. It started out like that. It started out forcing its culture on people. So how do you think it's going to operate from the beginning? It was like that from the beginning. It forced itself on you. So what else would you see the mindset of the beast, of the machine? It's going to do that wherever it goes. It doesn't matter. It's going to forever force itself on the people, whether they Africans or European Union, whatever. That's what this nation is about. America, that's what it's about. And I'm trying to give y'all the mindset of how this nation thinks. Like I said before, it started out oppressing another people. This nation is built on blood. So the solution would be, of course, the creation of a new government. Like I said, I'm not saying for us to overthrow a government. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we should just go and do our own thing. There's no need to try to go up against, the white man or whatever. Or there's no need to go up against the United States. There's no need to go on the street corner and call the white man the devil. There's no need to even talk to white people, or just talk amongst yourselves and build amongst yourselves. That's really what the scriptures say. You know, I, you don't have to go up against another nation to build yours. You don't have to. And I don't see this one being fixed. The United States, it's built on blood. It's built on your blood. There's no need to fix the United States. Just let it carry out its thing, its path, and you go about your way. Don't try, changing it in the system. That's a mindset that's not gonna work. That you're not gonna look. One nigga ain't gonna go and change the whole structure of the United States because he's learned a few laws. Or you can learn all the laws. You're not gonna change the United States. Okay, you get rid of that. You need to come with your people and build with your people. That's if you want to change the world, you change yourself. So that's what's really needed right now. What's really needed is that we come together as a people and we build a righteous nation, one that's not built on blood. You don't need to kill people anymore. Unless you have to defend yourself. That's different. If you have to defend yourself, then defend yourself. From set that boundary. As we was talking about before, set that boundary. And that's what's really needed. For not only us as a people, but as for the planet. If we don't do anything, I think they're already saying it now. World War III is inevitable, and it's bound to happen. And with world wars, usually nuclear weapons is a possibility. So the solution, Israelites, we've got to gather together. If we don't, we will be destroyed by this place. If we don't come together, we will definitely be destroyed by this place. I guarantee it. Think of the times a lot. Sodom and Gomorrah. These are the days we're in right now. With all the confusion, just like Sodom and Gomorrah was, these are the same times we're in. And it's hard to find strong brothers. It's hard to find strong sisters, who have the mindset to really do this. This is very, I ain't gonna say it's difficult, but just because of what we've gone through, it's gonna be a challenge for us. So choose righteousness. Choose righteousness. Choose the path you're gonna be on. In these next few years, next 5, 10, 20 years, because this is what's gonna really matter for you during your life right now, mine and yours. This is what's gonna really matter, that you make the right choice. Choose righteousness. Because it's your only choice. Choose life. And with that, you guys, that'll be the end of our class, our talk today. And this is the Kingdom of Israel. Intentional Community and Micronation, our big purpose is to bring together the 12 tribes of Israel as we go from an online community to a on-land community. And you guys have a nice day. Shalom.